Hey there, it's Enderverse. Now that the 1.21.5 update has been released, many mods have made the leap to it, due to the size of said update. Now without any further ado, let's dive into the video. First on the list we have Blast, a mod adding a couple of easily crafted bombs into the game. These bombs can be shot from a distance. Some will detonate after a set period of time, others will explode right away, making the latter better for mining. The bombs came in different variants. There are golden variants that drop multiple items instead of a single drop, slimy ones that will knock back mobs and even launch them into the sky, amethyst variants that will shred the mobs through numerous shards, frost variants which feature a similar attack only they would freeze the mobs too, confetti bombs that will hurt no one and instead bring a feeling of joy and celebration, plus a lot more to name. These bombs were meant to ease the process of drilling for ores or of construction mineshafts, and due to their ease of production and the fact that they even spare the items, I can confidently say that they've succeeded in that regard. Next up we have Creatures Structures, a mod which focuses on 3 types of structures: dungeons, villages, and ambient structures. These buildings are the perfect combination of minimal and impactful, as they can extend beneath the ground and hold plenty of rooms within them. The dungeons of this mod can be absurdly large and highly decorated, and there in the middle you may even find yourself up against a full-blown boss. Villages are a different story, being pleasant surprises, with some variants being located inside the caves. To the ambient structures now. These variants will improve nature in the game through adding bigger types of trees, along with adding few carts and fallen logs to support the overall scene. The author split the mod into 3 different projects, and there's also a data pack version, lest you want to quickly slip it into your server. Just make sure you back up, as to avoid data loss. NeverEnoughAnimation is a mod that refreshes the visuals around inventory GUIs, making them pop out smoothly instead of appearing abruptly. It will also add a smooth swapping animation for the items too. I am familiar with mods such as Flow and Smooth UI. Both are amazing projects, but are for Fabric only. This mod here is for Forge, so it will help animate chest GUIs for people who feel comfortable on a Forge ecosystem. SlimyBoyos is a mod that will make the slimes pick up any dropped items that come in direct contact with them. The items remain visibly stuck on the slime's body, which is a nice visual addition, and makes the game feel unique and realistic. This is a very simple mod, and it can be very fun to play around with, especially if you are killed by a bunch of slimes. The author of this mod has developed a version for Bedrock. Not free, of course, but features a lot more content, so I would not feel bad if I were a Bedrock player. OrthoCamera is a mod that will add a very unique prescriptive view, one where all objects appear at the same size. I never used this mod for cinematics, so I can't speak from experience. However, it allowed me to do fabulous cinematic shots like focusing on the player with a fixed camera, along with taking unbelievable screenshots to massive buildings. This mod earned a seat in my mod list permanently, and I trust the same for you, given that you are interested in cinematics, and particularly long distance cinematics. Before you get going here, it is required to disable use block face culling if you are using sodium, rebound the keys for the functions to even work, turn off water reflections on the shader, and finally, and this is optional, disable view bobbing. It can be obnoxious. Wetland Whimsy is a mod all about swamps, improving the good old swampy biomes in addition to adding a completely new one. This new biome featured everything from new plants with special visuals, new types of trees, bloomy mushroom trees, and more. The number of structures that you can find on swamps have also been expanded, with Greek-like ancient buildings and brand new witch hats amongst plenty more. You can even use the blocks from said structures to construct your own house or castle. They are pretty neat and well detailed. The fauna of the swamps have also been improved, as the author added many new animals, amongst which are the infested spider and the cranes which you've seen earlier. When I installed Turlith, the new biomes became impossible to locate and the new grass type was nowhere to be found, so I'm assuming the 2 mods are incompatible. But try a different combination. Maybe that will work. Endless Spring is a mod that provides general improvement to the Spring to Life update. The author started his version of the update by adding new animals, 2 in total, the brown bear and the hummingbird. These animals are not stone models walking around. Instead, their movement is fluid and feels lively. Their behaviors are also quite realistic and separate them from the rest of the mobs in the game. Nature surrounding the animals have also changed. Strolling on the forest, you may come across hollowed logs, piles of leaves, which by the way are different from the leaf litter, new types of bushes and plants, along with new blocks that feature no collision like the dead leaves. The Spring to Life update is fabulous, arguably one of Mojang's most ambitious patches, and I'm so glad modders have already improved upon said update. Sophisticated Storage is a mod about sorting and modifying your warehouses in the game. The mod is abundant in storage-related features, and it will allow you, my friend, to change the outlooks of your chests and barrels, whether it's the color, the material, the theme, or whatever cosmetic-wise. The mod will also allow you to enhance the amount of items you can put in any given chest through upgrades. Same upgrades can be used to add special functional properties, such as the magnet feature where your chest starts to attract nearby items. For portable storages, such as the shulker, you can do things like integration a crafting station, and even a smelting furnace inside the shulker. This way you can smelt and craft on the go. Within the mod, a completely new storage solution can be found, which is the limited barrel, a container that specializes in storing single items in mass quantities, unless you were running a farm or something of that sort. What's more is that the mod is quite technological. You can link a lot of containers to a controller, and each time you've got something to deposit, the controller will then automatically slip it into the chest that contains that identical item. This mod is for people who dream big, but you know what they say, the devil is in the details, and the storage management can often halt your effort to let loose, so I recommend having a mod like this one. Every modder on the planet right now loves dragons. We like to tame them, fight with them, and fly them. But what about becoming them? Dragon Survival is a mod that will make you start your journey as a dragon, and not any dragon, a dragon that you have carefully designed from scratch, controlling its abilities and physical attributes down to the last minute detail. The mod's progression is complex and allows for extensive gameplays, having to grow to an adult dragon, which then grants you the ability to execute a variety of attacks. The animations of the dragons are amazing. No movement is left rigid or unanimated altogether, and the author even added a bunch of emotes to further expand the amount of said animations. If you are considering this for a mod pack, just don't. Instead, make an entire new mod pack surrounding this one mod, as you will need to start a new world anyways. Modular Golems mod has appeared in one of my underrated mods videos, but thankfully the mod is no longer underappreciated, having over 1 million downloads. Modular Golems overhauls said mobs and allows you full control over them, as you can assemble a golem with different kinds of materials, then pick it up and place it down whenever necessary. The golems are extremely deadly, especially if you equip them with armors and a large weapon. If you don't like how slow the golems can be, you can assemble a humanoid variant instead. For a more natural outlook, you can even go for a dog golem. The author of the mod decided to expand the golem's diversity, integrating raw materials from mods like Alex's Caves and the Twilight Forest to create new golems. Some of them even have special abilities. This is a perfect mod to add if you would like to have an entire army sitting in your inventory and can be employed on the fly. Next up, we have a mod named Incapacitated. After receiving lethal damage, you will be knocked down on the ground crawling, under the mercy of whoever happened to be next to you. Your friend will then have to crouch in front of you, and that will do the job. I love mods that enforce team play. Although I'm alone most of the time, when I finally decide to move on with a modded server, it's always a priority to add these types of mods that make solidarity a survival mechanism. I've seen such features in games like Far Cry 5, as your companions and yourself can get knocked down and revived by each other, which is a lot better than just imminent death. In keeping with the combat, Blood and Particles is a mod that will add realistic wound impact each time you take damage. The blood puddles get noticeably larger the more serious the injury, and the blood will eventually disappear on its own, so don't worry about cleaning up. The color of the blood is naturally red for most mobs, but a few creatures can have different blood color, different blood textures, and sometimes no blood at all, if they're skeletons. To increase immersion and realism, this mod can be one of the better options, as it is purely cosmetic with no functionalities at all. Tiny Mob Farm Remastered adds a much easier and efficient way to farm any mob in a tiny 1-block radius space. The way this machine works is by capturing a mob through a lasso item, and searching it in the machine and making sure there is a chest beneath it and a lever to activate it. If all of these instructions have been checked off, the farm will begin the production. The farm's efficiency depends on its crafting materials, going from wooden all the way to the ultimate farm, which is basically a cubicle factory at this point. Personally, I prefer the classical way of farming, both domesticated animals and wild mobs like zombies. There is barns and mob farms, but I'm old-fashioned. Maybe you are a big dreamer, you want to do something big, and farming isn't it. In that case, streamline it using this mod. Scorchful is a mod that will introduce a temperature system and a whole different environment surrounding heat only. The new ecosystem here featured a plethora of utilities and fun stuff to obtain, from new plants to hydrate with, primarily found on the Nether, to craftable items, which allows you to do the same thing, only anywhere, armors and new clothing options to cover up your skin and protect you from the heat, beautiful weather events like the sandstorm, which apart from its aesthetic design and animations, leaves a realistic aftermath with everything covered in sand, and a lot more to mention. There's another mod by the same author named Frost. This one is more on the chill side, so combining both, you'll get yourself an engaging heat and cold survival experience. This next mod updated a mod that had to do with worsening the pillager's threat on the world. It takes a pillage, added 2 new structures that you can find. Each one is packed with pillagers, who are talking at least 100 or more of them inside. The fight inside any of these 2 establishments is brutal. I was cheating the whole time, or else I would have been the big one right on the gate. Within the fortress or the camp, you can also face new stronger types of pillagers, either being more durable or hit harder. I am once again bringing the example of Far Cry 5. That game is renowned for having brutal enemy outposts. So brutal you may as well just drive away. But we don't drive away. Liberate the premise and eliminate the pillager threat. After that, well, you do with this beautifully built fortress as you please, my friend. This next mod will add new types of arrows to shoot and a bunch of unique bows and crossbows to shoot them with. The primary objective behind these new launchers is to kill the mobs, but some can be plenty helpful while building, and others will make mountain climbing a breeze. As mentioned earlier, these launchers and arrows are unique. Their velocity and impact differ item to item, and they are much bigger jump from vanilla enchanting, potion arrows, or spectral arrows. The quality of the mod is pretty solid. I like the sound and visual effects of the items, and it only makes the functional side of the mod even better. Luminous Beasts is a mod gouged out of the original Luminous mod by the author himself. It is specialized solely on the bestiary side of said mod, adding 10 new bosses to fight, scattered across different biomes and are very rare to find. Given the rarity of these bosses, their loot drop is more often than not a very useful item with passive effects. There's also a guidebook within the mod, containing all the new beasts with their different variants, loot drops, attacking patterns, biomes of origin, and plenty more data to consider. The animations of these bosses aren't the most fluid I've ever seen, but given the attacking patterns and the lure of the mod, I would say they only help in creating a fun and enjoyable boss fight. 10 whole bosses is a force to be reckoned with, something that can easily make any mod pack 10 times more exciting. So install the mod and check them off your list. Structures such as the ancient city or the ones added by other mods can have a lot of diamond tools and armors, things you already have, so sadly they end up being useless. This mod will allow you to recycle diamond created items and blocks. This way they don't go to waste and can be repurposed. The mod is not overpowered at all, as you will need up to 7 diamond tools just to get 1 diamond. The author has made a couple more mods recycling other raw materials, so check out their profile for more. R.E.P.O is a recent fun game that revolves around team play. One ridiculous part of that game is the heads and how they move in accordance to your voice. This mod will add that cosmetic feature into the game. Even the eye movement is included too. This is a hilarious mod, and I think you should absolutely consider it if you are playing on a multiplayer world.
Ooh, super spicy, it's a lava attack!
With this final mod on the list, you can spit on any mob or player at any time. This is yet another hilarious mod and will blossom when played with other friends. So, make sure you don't forget to install it on your server, alongside the R.E.P.O heads. Thanks for watching. I really enjoyed this time's monthly collection. The modding scene is becoming more advanced and I'm proud to be a part of it. And you should too, friend. I'll see ya in the next one.